Hi, I'm Woody, and this is the second episode of Project Bikes and Cars. This is our 67 short wheelbase step-side 283 straight shift. It hasn't run in decades. We're going to make it run. If I sound confident, I must be doing a really good job. We're going to get you in here in a minute and see what we're working with. Well, before we get any further, we're going to pull the spark plugs, lubricate the cylinders, and spin it over a few times. Then, when we feel good about that, we'll get a battery and go from there and see if the starter works, see if we have fire. And I'm confident that your basic 283 two-barrel will run. Like I said, maybe not well, but it'll run. So we went to the local Walmart and bought a new battery. In the last 30 minutes, we put more fluid in the cylinder, so we're about ready to turn it over. We're gonna see what happens. Gonna leave the spark plugs out and see what kicks out. Okay, we've put extra oil in the cylinders. The spark plugs are out. We installed the battery, and we had to replace the switch, which we had that we bought some time back. And so now we have a key, and when we bumped the starter, it tried to turn. So what you're going to see is the first time that this motor is turned over in decades. And we're going to pump some of the oil out of the cylinders and then after that, maybe we put the spark plugs back in, and maybe it'll fire. Here we go. All right, turns over. That's huge. That's huge. So, okay, put the coil back in after cleaning the contacts on it. Still no fire. Must be the points. So, crawl back there, pull the points out, and they are corroded. Now, I did file them and stuff, but they look pretty bad, so I decided to get new points. Ordered some from Rock Auto. Should be here tomorrow or the next day. In the meantime, it needs to get a little cooler outside. To quote Matthew Broderick in Biloxi Blues, it's hot. It's like Africa hot. Anyway, we'll fill you in later. So, I was thinking today would be a really good day to do a detailed walk around. You know, I know what it looks like, but you guys might be a little curious. So let's do a walk around and see what we've got. What we have here, I believe, is a 283. It appears to be a 283, and I'm more on that in a second. But if you look down here at the crank, then there's no crank bolt because 283s all had pressed on balancers and they're internally balanced. Oh my gosh, look how bad this belt is. We can probably get another 300 or 400 yards out of it. Don't know if it's charging or anything yet because we haven't got it to fire. We did test the coil and clean all the contacts, and I have ordered points for the distributor, and there is the distributor with the back in advance intact. Now, walk over here and look. Right here is where normally that block would be stamped and let us know what it is for sure, but it's been machined off, which I understand is common practice when the block has been decked. According to the VIN number, this came originally with the 6-cylinder. So this 283 has been installed after that. And it's got a Carter 2-barrel. That's unusual. They usually have Rochester 2-barrel. When we try to start it, we pour gas in the top of the carburetor. It runs out pretty quick around the base. I'm sure there's a new carburetor in our future. So let's do a walk around, see what we got, see what it looks like. If patina counts for anything, we've got patina that goes on and on and on. So it was originally, it looks like, number 507, medium blue. I wish it had Laguna blue or something like that. No, it's just medium blue metallic. But I think it's one of the most desirable colors. Floor fenders, looking good. Rockers, outer rockers are starting to go, but the inner rockers are still looking pretty good. So all the glass is in it. It's one of the main things of getting a project is to make sure that you get, even if the things are worn out and they're still there, you get a sense of where everything goes and it's complete. Makes it easy to match. I was going to check the glove box door for codes, but it's been painted over. So that's something that I can probably clean it off with a little lacquer thinner or something. Interior, absolutely mint. Not really. But you can see the seat is there for the most part, so we can cover that and get by for a while. And these really nice door panels, at least one. I really wish I had two. Someone at some time has padded the glove box door and the dash, and it still has the factory radio. This was a baby doll at one time. Somebody's obviously switched it to a V8, fixed the interior, painted the color of their choice, and made it their own. But we don't know what happened after that, because it was in sad shape when he found it. Sitting in a backyard, under a tree, and that's the lower rear fender. It looks really good. Got a little rust. Let me show you right here on the bedside, which is a flat spot. Pretty easy to fix. You know, it originally came with wood in the bed, but most everybody took the wood out when it got ugly and put a piece of sheet metal in, especially if you were using it for a work truck. So this side looks great. Lower fenders on the rear, no rust. Cab corners, looking really good. Again, the rockers are starting to go. Looks like here's a rocker. Outer rockers they're kind of sad, but you know what? It looks like that's all it needs. We take it loose from here, put the rocker back in, it'll be fine. Someone's installed aftermarket. There's the temperature gauge. You see the original gauge cluster is there and intact. That's good. And it also had a oil pressure gauge. That appears to be the original radio with both kinds, A and M. Cigarette lighter's missing. Here's where we installed a new switch, and we haven't taken the time to put it where it goes right here yet. So here's another shot from the interior. Floors look decent. A few little places in it where it's got some rust, but that's easy to patch. Here's the remnants of some carpet. Appears to be shag. Go figure. Had some pretty good dents on this side. The bottom of the door, bottom of the fender. Somebody obviously caught something right here. They didn't pull the sheet metal out. They just filled it with filler. And now all the filler's falling out. So that would be easy to address. And I think we're back around where we started. I'm going to make an attempt to pull off some of this cover off of here. It's in sad shape. We got a combination of the aftermarket seat cover. Oh my gosh. And what's left of the original seat. There's no telling what we're going to find. I don't know what that is. bought an aftermarket cover, one of the inexpensive ones, just to put on here. So we see what we've got, how far we're going to go with this project. You got to get this out of the way anyway. We got to get to the gas tank. I'm assuming it's going to have to come out. Yeah, mint. Like new in here. Phew. Oh, look. Somebody has some newspaper wadded up back here. Okay. $32-ounce Hunt's ketchup, $1. Van Camp pork and beans, 3 for 99 cents. Kellogg's Frosted Flakes, $2.99. Well, that's more better, I guess. Oh. Oh my gosh. No hidden treasures, nothing cool. I am going to look on the other side. Well, I didn't find anything really valuable under the seat, but I did find this really cool four-way. Hasn't been used in a long time. It's actually got dirt daubler's nest in it. I also found the missing ashtray. When we were looking at the dash, I think I might have said cigarette lighter, but I meant ashtray. We found it. Stay where I put you now. Don't be running around. Well, you know the old racing adage, we have tuned it to a standstill.
I think it was already there.
As everybody knows, we drug this out of our backyard, and we had no idea why it hadn't run, and it hadn't run in decades. And we're still not sure. We're having some real problems getting it to fire.
The ignition system is not igniting.
Yeah, precisely. So I think we're going to end our video here and then pick it up again when we figure out what it's going to take to make it run and make a short list of our problems. What do you think, Mike?
Well, I think so. We've got some diagnostics to do and just start with the basics and work forward, and we'll have all of that kind of resolved and show what we found in the next video.
That sounds like a plan to me.